A couple of other things. Obviously, we've got JP Morgan and other bank earnings season starting on Friday.
Tomorrow, yes.
Yep, tomorrow. We've also got some UK numbers out again that should give us an insight into what's going on under the hood of the UK economy. But next week we've got Goldman Sachs, so that'll be a continuation of the banking theme. And I think, given the volatility that we've seen this past couple of weeks, will the banks downgrade their business area expectations for certain sectors, investment banking, asset and wealth management? Asset and wealth management was a really good money earner for Goldman Sachs last year. Well, wealth management has taken a little bit of a battering over the course of the past couple of weeks. It'll be interesting to see what Goldman Sachs comes out with on the 14th.
Yeah, I think bank earnings are going to be really interesting. Firstly, because Jamie Dimon now runs the country. If you heard what Trump was saying yesterday, I saw Jamie Dimon on Fox and he said something had to be done. Okay, can we just install him as president? Because he's probably going to do a better job. But on a slightly more serious note, the bank leadership commentary will be of interest. And I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's probably because a lot of this, of course, has come in the second quarter. But even in Q1, we were chopping around all over the place. So I think it's going to be a really good quarter for trading, for equities revenue, for FIC revenue. I think it's going to be a potentially ropey quarter for wealth management, for consumer banking, and certainly for deal making and M&A, which expectations were really lofty that Trump's going to come in, the floodgates are going to open, the IPO market's going to be on fire, yada, yada, yada. Well, the complete opposite has happened. And actually, we've now got people pulling IPOs because of the volatility that we've seen. So for the banks, it's a question of how do they net off and where does that leave the overall position? And then moving forwards, how is each likely to evolve? Is volatility going to remain where it is? For our sanity, I really hope not. And are the other parts of the bank going to be able to sort of start pulling their weight a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, I wrote that in my I've written that in my blog in the Goldman Sachs section. I said optimism over a surge in M&A and other deals drove gains in the banking sector in the early part of this year. That's gone. So the big question is, will it be replaced by something else? Volatility sometimes can generate an awful lot of revenue, but will it be enough to offset the loss of revenue in other areas of the bank? And I think that's the big question that remains unanswered.